What is up, guys? It is Spawn here. You can call me Owen, though, and welcome to episode number 1 of our Chicago Bulls Rebuild series. That's right. Today we're going to be starting out with our rebuild of the Chicago Bulls. It'll be an interesting challenge, and I hope you guys are ready to enjoy the ride along with me. So the first thing I want to do today is make some trades and free up some cap space. Specifically, Zach LaVine for sure. That's a ton of money that I don't think we need to be paying for someone who is a pretty solid player, but I mean, not amazing. So we're going to look at some of the trade packages they've got here for us, trying to get younger and offload some cap. Honestly, I like this deal just because I like Malcolm Brogdon as a player, but he doesn't really help us get younger per se. He's pretty talented and he's cheap, but he's also only on a 1-year contract, so we're going to have to try and bring him back in. We're going to keep looking at our options. Hassan Whiteside is interesting. He's a little old for my liking, and having a young guy like Wendell Carter Jr. to possibly take that center spot, I don't know if Hassan Whiteside is necessarily a priority target for us right now. Bam Adebayo is also, I mean, like I said, I don't know if a center position is something we really need to be targeting really good, but this would be good as far as offloading cap space because that's a lot of money from our side that's leaving, and Hassan's got a pretty big deal, but it's only 1 year. That could be a maybe. Now, here's an interesting trade that I don't think I want at all, actually, because Cody Zeller's contract is huge, and personally I don't think he's worth it, so, no. This is another, I think this is a pretty interesting one. I really like, for those of you who know me, I am a Sacramento Kings fan, and I'm a big fan of Buddy Hield and Bogdan Bogdanovic both. Those are guys that could help us become better right now. They don't really help us get any younger, although it does get rid of a large majority of our, it does get rid of a lot of cap space, opens up a lot of possibilities. I'll keep looking. Brandon Ingram and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is another interesting one in exchange for Carmelo Anthony and Zach LaVine. So in this trade, we would certainly be getting younger. I really do like Brandon Ingram. I think he's a really solid young player, and he gets overlooked quite a bit. I might actually consider this one if I don't find anything that I like better down the line. This is just way too much money, and I'm really not looking for that. This is an interesting trade, but we're not really making any money, and this draft pick is lottery protected. So I don't think we're going to go for that one. Yeah, this one we're not really, we're getting rid of some good money, but we're also taking on a bit of money, and that's 2 centers. Like I said, we don't really need centers, so we're going to keep looking. That's way too much money. Absolutely way too much money. Ooh, bringing Derrick Rose back to Chicago. No, that would be something. I don't really want Jeff Teague. I would definitely be interested in bringing D-Rose back, though. Just for the Bulls fans out there, just to have him. He's not a bad option at point guard. He's having a good year, and he's relatively cheap, so could be looking for that one. This, holy cow, now that is a, wow, CJ McCollum. That's a lot of contract, though, and I don't think we're really looking for a guy like that. And then Draymond Green from the Warriors. Wow. I don't think so. So I really like this Kings trade. I'm also a fan of the Brandon Ingram move. I think I'm going to see if I can't negotiate this. I'd like to get rid of even more salary cap, to be honest. If they would take Robin Lopez off my hands. Oh, that does make it an invalid trade for them. So maybe if I... see if, interesting. So if I did that, and then added Robin Lopez, I don't think they would go for this, but that'd be interesting. No, they're definitely not willing to trade Lonzo Ball, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I guess I can understand. Lonzo's a talented young player. They want to, try and build for the future as much as they can. I think I might end up taking this Lakers trade as is, to be honest. And then see if I can't. I guess I won't be able to trade Contavious Caldwell-Pope for a while, but I think this is okay. I think that's a good trade. Now let's go to our roster to see who else needs to get traded. Let's see. Robin Lopez for sure needs to go, and Cristiano Felicio needs to go as well. Let's see. I think we need to. Okay, so let's go. See what we can find for Robin Lopez and Cristiano Felicio in the trade finder. No, I don't think so. No. With this trade, I think we're mostly just going to be looking to get rid of a bunch of cap space, so really just looking for cheap players, not necessarily improving in any ways. It would be nice to be able to pick up a center in this trade, though, because we're going to be lacking 2. That's a decent trade, but I really just don't like Costa Koufos, to be honest. Courtney Lee's a little too expensive for my taste. Definitely too expensive there. I do like Ed Davis, actually. I feel like he's a bit overlooked. These guys are both on 1-year contracts for relatively cheap. I actually really like that trade. So looking at all these trades, I think our best option is honestly this Ed Davis Travion Graham trade. So I think I'll just go ahead and take that, getting rid of that cap space. So if we take a look at our rotation right now, I think we can afford to probably go 11 deep here. Let's see if we go 11 deep, bench utilization up. We definitely want our first scoring option to be, I think, Lauri Markkanen, followed by Brandon Ingram, and then we want to get Wendell Carter the ball. Just a neutral, patient offense, not trying to do anything too crazy. We don't. The way this team is built, first of all, it's not very good. But second of all, I mean, not really one thing about our offense stands out as like a focal point that we can focus on as far as the game plan is concerned. So we're just going to run just a pretty generic type of offense. We are going to crash the offensive glass. And then on defense, we're definitely playing physical defense, limiting those perimeter shots because you know how much the NBA likes to shoot threes nowadays, and we've got to crash that glass. We cannot lose the rebound battle. So if we rebuild this rotation here, it looks like we're lacking a little bit of shooting guard playing time, so I'm going to take some minutes from Shaquille Harrison here, and I'm going to get William Selden some playing time, just so that KCP isn't the only shooting guard getting playing time. I think this will be a decent starting lineup for this year. Again, I mean, this is the first season, so really we're going to be kind of tanking. Honestly, not looking to win a whole lot. Gonna try and get as high of a draft pick as we possibly can, and hopefully build with our cap space. We can do some big moves in the offseason and start taking steps in the right direction. So let's go ahead and get into this first game here, and I will see you guys once we're in there. Alright guys, welcome back. Here we are at opening night of our Chicago Bulls season. This will be game number 1, going up on the road against Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm not expecting a lot of success out of this game. Probably going to get smacked if I'm being honest. It'll be fun to see our new look starting lineup with no Zach LaVine and added Brandon Ingram and Contavious Caldwell-Pope. Hopefully we won't get totally destroyed. But at the same time, if we don't win, it's not the biggest deal because, again, it's season number 1 of our rebuild, and we're honestly just looking to get a good pick and build from there. Actually, I'm gonna just give me a second here. I need to turn down the commentator volume because it's kind of messing with me. You guys won't hear it in the video. It won't show up in the video, but it's kind of loud on my end, and it's messing me up just enough. So let's go ahead and turn that down. Here we go. So we got Makin up top guarding Ben Simmons. Probably not the best matchup that we want. As you see, Ben Simmons easily gets past him for the bucket. So Chris Dunn will bring it up the floor now, and we'll try and run our offense. So he's gonna, I'm not sure about that pass there. Wendell Carter though up top, he's gonna pass to Brandon Ingram, coming to the hoop, and a nice dunk there from Brandon Ingram to get the scoring started for us here in this game. It'll be Jimmy Butler bringing up the floor here for the 76ers. Contavious Caldwell-Pope to guard him. Ben Simmons on the outside, not worried about him shooting any threes. And Laurie struggling on defense, but Simmons does miss the jumper. So good news for us. He gives it to Dunn, who kicks it to Pope. Caldwell-Pope in the corner now, guarded by Jimmy Butler. And it's going to get knocked away by Butler. And the 76ers are going to come up with it now. TJ McConnell heading back the other way down the court. He's going to find Butler wide open in the corner, but Butler misses. And Wendell Carter Jr. grabs the board. And outlet it to KCP, who's going to pull it from downtown, and he misses as well. So not a great start. Both teams off to kind of rough starts here in this one. And we get a steal there. Going to run it out in transition here. Brandon Ingram making a move to the bucket and finishing strong there. So 4 points from Brandon Ingram, already liking the addition of this young man. And Chris Dunn's going to get called for a reach-in foul there. Not a smart move there by the young point guard. Inbounding it down low to Simmons, who's going to step... got me there. That was a nice ball fake. Simmons with it. Now it's going to be Wilson Chandler up top. Interesting. And Butler for a three. He's going to knock that one down. He doesn't miss two in a row. Jimmy Bucket's doing what he does best. It's now 5-4. So Chris Dunn outside. Going to get a screen here from Wendell Carter. Going to drive to the basket, go up strong, and a nice finish from Chris Dunn. So getting a lot of nice penetration, finishing strong at the bucket. I like to see that. So at least that's got going for us. And a nice steal there from Chris Dunn, poking it loose. Laurie's got it in transition now. He's going to give it to Chris Dunn, who's going to drive baseline, and another nice finish from Chris Dunn. 2 more points, and we're actually off to a pretty solid start in this one. Defense is creating turnovers, offense is turning them into points. This is all, this is really the best you could hope for, especially when with a team like the Bulls playing against a stacked roster like the 76ers. And a nice pass there to a wide open Lauri Markkanen for 3, and just like that, we're up by 6. I definitely did not expect this. Hopefully we can keep this rolling. It'd be nice to pick up a win on the road to start the year. And Jimmy Buckets with the jumper there, falls. So a quick possession there for the 76ers. Chris Dunn up top. See if we can't get a screen set here. We will. He's going to pass it off to Wendell Carter, who finishes, and again, another strong finish at the hoop. Really liking the way our offense looks right now. Penetrating and scoring well. So here comes Ben Simmons working on Laurie, doing what he does best, and kicks it out that time. And Jimmy Buckets again for 3. We've got to slow him down. Jimmy Butler is going to tear us up from downtown if we don't do something about it. Luckily, I think Chris Dunn has a really good matchup here on TJ McConnell. And maybe not the best shot in the world there. Nice defensive recovery from Wilson Chandler. It looked like I was going to have a lot more space than I ended up having. Simmons again misses. So Ben Simmons taking a lot of shots early on. Probably not what the 76ers want to see. And now, I meant to pull up for a 3 that time, but did not. So Chris Dunn misses the jumper there, getting back on defense though, hustling well. I like to see that. I like to see the hustle. And now it's Ben Simmons with it up top, guarded by Markkanen. And Laurie's gonna get called for a foul there. Unfortunate. Let's send Simmons to the line to shoot free throws. So you can see there, Ben Simmons averaging 19 and 9 this season, so pretty solid numbers from the young Australian. So Markelle Fultz will have it on the outside now, guarded by Dunn. He'll kick it up to Simmons. Simmons gets a screen from Redick. Now, it's Korkmaz actually. Furkan Korkmaz, a name we haven't seen in quite a while in the NBA. And Fultz is going to pull this one up, and it's off the front of the rim, no good. Markkanen grabs it, gives it to Parker. Parker gives it to Dunn. Dunn is cooking. He's going to take it to the rim himself, and cannot finish over top of the 6'10" Ben Simmons, and a little overzealous there by Chris Dunn. He gets called for the reach. So gotta like the effort there, but you gotta be smart about it. Can't be drawing fouls. So now it's Landry Shamet bringing it up the floor. He'll be guarded by Ryan Archidiakono. It's to JJ Redick, and now it's Ben Simmons guarded by newly acquired Ed Davis. Redick guarded by Wayne Selden Jr. on the elbow. And he will kick it out to Korkmaz, who gives it to Simmons. Simmons on the wing. Some nice defense from Bobby Portis on the jumper, but Amir Johnson gets beautiful position and tips it back in on the putback. So now the Bulls down by 1. It'll be Ryan Archidiakono with the ball up top on the wing. He'll get a screen from Bobby Portis, and then he'll pass it down low to Portis, who will bully the much smaller Landry Shamet and get an easy bucket there. So nice pick and roll offense from the Chicago Bulls on that trip down the floor. So Ben Simmons has it on the wing. Once again, he'll pass it to Landry Shamet. Shamet on the elbow. He'll go behind the back. A nifty little move there. Gets to the bucket. And he finds Korkmaz out in the corner, who will knock it down. His foot was on the line, though, so it'll only be a 2. 27-26. This is a back-and-forth contest right now. You love to see this kind of fast-paced, competitive basketball action. And, ooh, Bobby Portis gets blocked by Ben Simmons. Wow. An athletic play from an outstanding athlete in Ben Simmons. And now it's JJ Redick guarded by Wayne Selden on the wing. Wayne Selden Jr. playing pretty strong defense on Redick. Pass down low, nice hands from Ed Davis. We'll pass up ahead to Wayne Selden, who throws down the jam in transition. Big time slam from Wayne Selden to make it a 1-point lead. Decides not to hold up for the 2-for-1 opportunity. So now Shamet will have it outside. Looks like he's holding to run that clock down for the last shot. And he will get it to Simmons, who makes it, but still 2 seconds left. So if we try a little bit of a sneaky play here, Archidiakono at the buzzer. Ooh, almost made it. Archidiakono's got that kind of range too. He's quite the sniper from downtown. So at the end of the first quarter, the 76ers will hold a 1-point lead, 28-29, over the Chicago Bulls. As we head into the second quarter here, we'll see what the Bulls can find out to do in order to take that lead back. It's only a 1-point game. It'll be a good one here, folks. We're set for a nice matchup here on opening night. At least opening night for the Bulls. I do believe the 76ers have 1 game under their belts already. So here we go, back to the second quarter. Ryan Archidiakono will bring it up the floor for the Bulls. He will give it to Bobby Portis, and Portis is going to go up and make a basket. Nice little move there by Bobby Portis, floating away from the hoop. Gets it to fall. Some nice touch from the big man there. Sixers on top. So here's Chris Dunn across the floor. Gets it stripped from him, and it's going to be stolen, but then he tips the pass and nearly gets it back. That was a wild series of events there. Now Markelle Fultz up the floor. Chris Dunn will catch up and get in front of him. Fultz with it, 1v1 with Chris Dunn. He's going to kick it over to Landry Shamet, and for some reason Brandon Ingram left him with way too much space, but luckily it doesn't come back to bite him. And now up the floor, here come the Bulls, and Chris Dunn, a little too ambitious of a take there. You like the aggressiveness, but again, you got to play smart. And now Jabari Parker jumping because I guess he assumed that Jimmy Butler would be shooting a 3 there, and then Jimmy Butler used it to his advantage, draws the foul. He'll be heading to the free throw line for a couple of shots. Jimmy Butler's free throws both fall. It'll be 53-49 now. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Chris Dunn with it up top. He's going to get a screen from Wendell Carter. I give it to Wendell Carter down low, and the pass goes awry. Over Wendell Carter's head, right into the hands of Jimmy Butler. Gives it to JJ Redick, who will pull up for the long 2 and knock it down. So a 6-point lead now for the 76ers, matching their largest lead of the game. Here comes Chris Dunn. He'll get a screen, this time from Markkanen. And he'll, for some reason, threw it all the way over there instead of kicking it back to Brandon Ingram like I wanted him to, because 2K is a garbage game. Anyways, Ben Simmons gets the slam in transition. Now it's an 8-point lead for the 76ers, and the Bulls will take one more timeout. So we're going to go ahead and skip through that timeout there, and we're going to try and get back some of these points. So Wayne Selden Jr. in at the point guard position. Pass it to Jabari Parker, down low to Wendell Carter. And Carter nearly loses it, gets to Parker though. Parker wide open for 3, and he misses it. Parker, not the best three-point shooter, but can usually knock him down when he's open. So Jabari Parker on defense, and a huge block from Wendell Carter, but it gets canceled out by a foul from Jabari Parker. So we'll send Jimmy Butler back to the free throw line for a couple more shots. And as usual, he cans both of them. It's now a 10-point 76ers lead. The Bulls were right in this one, and they've just fallen apart here before half. And Wayne Selden decides that he's just going to pull it from downtown. A bold move from the young point guard, but gets it to fall. So, I mean, I guess you can't necessarily be too mad about that if you're the coach. Here's Ben Simmons on the wing now. On Lauri Markkanen, and a bit of an awkward looking shot there, but it falls for Simmons. It'll make it a 9-point lead. Brandon Ingram across the court now, guarded by JJ Redick. He'll give it to Markkanen. He'll give it back to Simmons. Simmons is going to pull the open three, and Brandon Ingram knocks down the three-pointer. 13 points for Brandon Ingram here in his Chicago Bulls debut, and we're not even at halftime yet. So Ben Simmons on the wing here is going to hold it, try and run down the clock a little bit, leave as little time possible on the clock for the Bulls to make a shot at the end of the half. Guarded by Markkanen. Markkanen's going to come up now and press him a little bit. We'll give it down low to Embiid. Embiid working on Wendell Carter. His shot is no good. Wendell Carter's going to give it to Jabari Parker, who heaves up a long shot. It was after the buzzer anyway, so it wouldn't count, and we're going to halftime, folks. The Bulls down by 6, but I'm honestly impressed with how our team's been playing. I will catch you guys after halftime. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be starting the second half here of our 76ers versus Chicago Bulls showdown here in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Showing no brotherly love tonight between these two teams. It's been a slugfest back and forth. The 76ers started to pull away a little bit before halftime. Let's see if the Bulls can close that gap here in the third quarter. Jimmy Butler having a whale of a game against his former team. Not sure if anyone's really surprised about that. He's a very talented young player, and the Bulls are not the best team. But look at Wendell Carter working down low, finds a wide open Brandon Ingram, who drills the three. Brandon Ingram is having a huge game here in his Bulls debut. 16 points for the young man now. Markkanen guarding Simmons on the wing. Simmons, a bunch of dribbling moves, but not really going anywhere. Simmons now working towards the basket, puts up a floater, and it's going to fall. Looked like some pretty decent defense from Lauri Markkanen, but apparently not enough to stop Ben Simmons. Here's Brandon Ingram with the ball once again on the wing. See if they can stop him. He's going to come in, and he's going to... Chris Dunn fakes the three. He's going to find Brandon Ingram down low once again. Brandon Ingram with another bucket. 18 points now for him. He has had a huge night, been a huge part of this offense. Chris Dunn with his 7th assist of the night has been running the offense to perfection. And now Dunn grabs the rebound here, and in transition they're going to run with it. Chris Dunn's going to look, he's going to find Brandon Ingram, who's going to pull up a three, but no good. And the rebound comes down to Joel Embiid. Embiid gives it to McConnell now up the floor. McConnell's going to try and find Ben Simmons down low, but he actually hits Wendell Carter in the face. And now Brandon Ingram is going to take it into the lane and misses the layup there. There's a lot of traffic there, probably shouldn't have gone up with that one. And now Ben Simmons goes up in transition the other way and makes the bucket over top of Wendell Carter Jr. So he's gonna... Ooh. Funky looking shot there from Wendell Carter. Not sure what he was doing. It's gonna... No bucket. And now Ben Simmons... I don't know if Lauri Markkanen knows where he's at right now. That was quite the little move there. And he makes the bucket. So it'll be 67-60. Off to a fast start here. In the third quarter, both teams going back and forth. So some new faces checking in here. It'll be Bobby Portis and Ed Davis coming in for the Bulls. Here's Bobby Portis right away. He's going to go up strong and draw a foul on Ben Simmons. It's a nice move there. You got to take it strong against the big man. Give Ben Simmons a little bit of foul trouble maybe. Porter's at the stripe. He's 2 for 2 so far tonight. Make it 3 for 3 as he knocks down the first one. And the second one is up. And rims out. That one looked like it was going to fall. It was about halfway down the cylinder. And in transition, 76ers flying down the court, and it's Jimmy Buckets finishing it off. for 2 points. So Chris Dunn will bring it across the timeline here. He will drive in and just kind of gets past everybody, but then, ooh. Not sure about that decision there. KCP, though, gonna give it to Ed Davis. Ed Davis on the outside. Gives it back to KCP. He gives it back to Ed Davis. Gives it to Brandon Ingram to Chris Dunn in the corner for 3. No good. Solid defense there from the 76ers. And now it's Wilson Chandler. Gives it down low to Ben Simmons, who finishes easily over the much smaller Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And now there's another, once again, a 10-point lead here for the 76ers. So Chris Dunn up top with it. He's going to call for a screen from Ed Davis. He's going to try and drive in, and acrobatic attempt at a layup there, no good. And then the putback attempt from Ed Davis is blocked from Joel Embiid. And now down low, Ben Simmons with another wide open look at a layup. The Bulls have got to stop Ben Simmons. He is killing them inside right now. Here's Brandon Ingram up top. He's going to pull up in a beautiful, beautiful job there from Brandon Ingram, creating space and pulling up and knocking down the jumper. And nice defense there from Brandon Ingram on Wilson Chandler to stop him from making the layup. And now he passes it to Chris Dunn, who's going to go up strong and draw another foul on Ben Simmons, so Dunn will head back to the free throw line. See if he can't convert a couple of points there. The first one is in and out, no good. Second free throw from Chris Dunn is up, and it will rattle around the rim and fall. It's a 9-point lead for the 76ers. TJ McConnell up the court now, being guarded by Chris Dunn. That's to Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz steps in and pulls up for a 3 and drills the wide open 3. Not sure who left him wide open, but it was definitely a lapse in the defense. So here comes Brandon Ingram. He'll give it to Bobby Portis. Gives it back to Brandon Ingram. He's going to drive and draw the foul on his way to the hoop. That'll be Furkan Korkmaz's first personal foul of the game. Ingram at the line. He's got 20 points tonight. He's looked very impressive. His first free throw is off the side of the rim, no good. Despite being a fantastic player on the offensive end of the floor, does struggle at the free throw line. The second one, however, falls for Ingram. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be starting the second half here of our 76ers versus Chicago Bulls showdown here in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. Showing no brotherly love tonight between these two teams. It's been a slugfest back and forth. The 76ers started to pull away a little bit before halftime. Let's see if the Bulls can close that gap here in the third quarter. Jimmy Butler having a whale of a game against his former team. Not sure if anyone's really surprised about that. He's a very talented young player, and the Bulls are not the best team. But look at Wendell Carter working down low, finds a wide open Brandon Ingram, who drills the 3. Brandon Ingram is having a huge game here in his Bulls debut. 16 points for the young man now. Markkanen guarding Simmons on the wing. Simmons, a bunch of dribbling moves, but not really going anywhere. Simmons now working towards the basket, puts up a floater, and it's going to fall. Looked like some pretty decent defense from Lauri Markkanen, but apparently not enough to stop Ben Simmons. Here's Brandon Ingram with the ball once again on the wing. Let's see if they can stop him. He's going to come in, and he's going to... Chris Dunn fakes the 3. He's going to find Brandon Ingram down low once again. Brandon Ingram with another bucket. 18 points now for him. He has had a huge night, been a huge part of this offense. Chris Dunn with his 7th assist of the night has been running the offense to perfection. And now Dunn grabs the rebound here, and in transition they're going to run with it. Chris Dunn's going to look, he's going to find Brandon Ingram, who's going to pull up a 3, but no good. And the rebound comes down to Joel Embiid. Embiid gives it to McConnell now up the floor. McConnell's going to try and find Ben Simmons down low, but he actually hits Wendell Carter in the face. And now Brandon Ingram is going to take it into the lane and misses the layup there. There's a lot of traffic there, probably shouldn't have gone up with that one. And now Ben Simmons goes up in transition the other way and makes the bucket over top of Wendell Carter Jr. So he's going to... Ooh. Funky looking shot there from Wendell Carter. Not sure what he was doing. It's going to... No bucket. And now Ben Simmons... I don't know if Lauri Markkanen knows where he's at right now. That was quite the little move there. And he makes the bucket. So it'll be 67-60. Off to a fast start here in the third quarter. Both teams going back and forth. right now. Here's Brandon Ingram up top. He's gonna pull up in a beautiful job there from Brandon Ingram, creating space and pulling up and knocking down the jumper. And nice defense there from Brandon Ingram on Wilson Chandler to stop him from making the layup, and now he passed it to Chris Dunn, who's going to go up strong and draw another foul on Ben Simmons, so Dunn will head back to the free throw line. Let's see if he can't convert a couple of points there. The first one is in and out, no good. Second free throw from Chris Dunn is up, and it will rattle around the rim and fall. It's a 9-point lead for the 76ers. TJ McConnell up the court now, being guarded by Chris Dunn. That's to Furkan Korkmaz. Korkmaz steps in and pulls up for a three and drills the wide open three. Not sure who left him wide open, but it was definitely a lapse in the defense. So here comes Brandon Ingram. He'll give it to Bobby Portis. Gives it back to Brandon Ingram. He's going to drive and draw the foul on his way to the hoop. That'll be Furkan Korkmaz's first personal foul of the game. Ingram at the line. He's got 20 points tonight. He's looked very impressive. His first free throw is off the side of the rim, no good. Despite being a fantastic player on the offensive end of the floor, does struggle at the free throw line. The second one, however, falls for Ingram. So some changes here for the Bulls. Ryan Arcidiacono and Denzel Valentine checking in. Ed Davis guarding Ben Simmons on the wing. Alright everybody, sorry about that. I am back. Just a little thing came up there I had to take care of real quick. But I am back now, and thanks to the magic of editing, you probably wouldn't even have known that I was gone if I didn't tell you. But I'm an honest guy. I'm not gonna, I don't want to pull the wool over anyone's eyes here. I'll keep it real with you guys. So here's Embiid down low working on Ed Davis. I mean, basically just finishing this game right now, honestly. Get through this last minute and 12 seconds of pain. Yeah, Joel Embiid, shoot your free throws, whatever. Yeah, this game is well over. I'm proud of the team, actually, for how they fought. Excuse me. I feel like we actually played really well, at least compared to what I was expecting. We were really hanging with them there, too. In the first half, we haven't even led for a little bit, but just ran out of gas, I guess. I'm not sure. I mean, I guess in the end, the superior team always ends up finding a way to win, no matter how they start out. I guess it's not always true, but I mean, for the most part, the better team wins, even if they get off to a slow start. Eventually, they'll show why they're the superior team, as Ryan Arcidiacono gets probably the most surprising rebound I've ever seen. That white boy got up. Let's see, Arcidiacono, give it to Wendell Carter! Oh, come on. Alright, well, what are you gonna do? I mean, it's the first game of a rebuild, and we're rebuilding for a reason. So, yeah, that'll wrap this one up. We end up losing by a respectable 29 points to the Philadelphia 76ers, which, I mean, the 76ers are a really good team. They've got a really solid roster, especially in comparison with the Chicago Bulls roster. So you can't be too upset about losing that one. You do hate to see it. And you also hate to hear the announcer get really loud for no reason all of a sudden. Hopefully I can fix that in editing as well. So that's the end of the first game. I will, yeah. So we'll go and take a look at some of the stats here. See who played well. Brandon Ingram had a really strong game, at least on the offensive end of the floor. Shooting from three, not great, but our team as a whole shot really poorly from three-point range. So I guess I can't be too disappointed there. Overall, pretty strong game from Ingram. Chris Dunn, I thought, played really well. 4 turnovers, not ideal, and 5 of 14 from the floor, also not ideal. But he did run the offense about as well as I could have asked, especially against a defense that the 76ers have. They're a really strong defensive squad. So, can't be too mad about that. Bobby Portis off the bench. I mean, anytime you get 13 points off the bench from somebody, I mean, you gotta love it. He only had 2 rebounds, which, considering he's a center, you would hope for more, but overall, really strong play from Bobby Portis off the bench. Really happy to see that. And Ryan Arcidiacono, actually a bit of a surprise off the bench. 2 of 5 from downtown, 4 of 7 from the floor. Really like to see that. He's a guy that originally wasn't even going to get any playing time. Might have even ended up in the G League for a little while until I made some of those trades. Ended up bumping him into the top 10 and made the most of it. Wendell Carter with a really well-rounded game. Not the best in terms of his offensive play. It could have been better. Did go 4 of 4 at the free throw line though, so you like to see that from the young player. 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He did a little bit of everything. For a rookie, it's about all you can ask for. Maybe a little bit more of an offensive presence, but we'll work on that as he develops. Denzel Carter shot pretty well today. Can't be too mad about his performance. I mean, coming off the bench, 7 points, not bad. Jabari Parker, 6 points off the bench. I mean, he was there. Wayne Selden with 6 points and 1 assist. Yeah. Lauri Markkanen though, a bit of a disappointing game from him, considering he's the highest overall player on the team. 5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. He did a little bit of everything. I guess I can't be too mad. I didn't really get him the ball a whole lot, so he didn't have much of an opportunity to do much. And considering he was guarded by Joel Embiid for a large portion of the game, can't be too mad about that. Ed Davis, pretty solid off the bench, 8 rebounds. You'll love to see that from your big man coming off the bench. Chandler Hutchinson and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in the starting lineup, 0 points, 0 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers. That is why I dislike Kentavious Caldwell-Pope very much. Not a fan of him. There's not really much else we've got though, so I think we're just gonna have to, guess we could put maybe Ryan Arcidiacono. We'll see. I'll mess with that a little bit. But yeah, that was our first game. Not very surprising that we ended up losing that one. I will admit I did pretty much expect to lose. I expect to lose a lot of games this season. So I think, because it's pretty clear how the outcome of this season is going to be, I think I'm going to go ahead and simulate the entirety of year number 1. And in the next episode, we'll really start rebuilding. We'll really start with the off-season, drafting, signing a new coach, hopefully, really rebuilding the organization from the ground up. So, yeah, in this episode, I just wanted to show those trades that I made to clear up the cap space, show the first game just to give you guys an idea of what the team's going to be looking like this season. Clearly, it's not good. And, yeah, I think that's going to do it here for episode 1, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I will see you in episode number 2.